Hi, I'm disability lawyer David Brannen, founder and managing lawyer here at Resolute Legal. Today I'm going to answer the question, can you work part-time while receiving long-term disability insurance benefits? Now, if you like this video, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us your comments if you have any questions, and hopefully we'll clarify you. Now let's get into it. So a common question we get from people is whether they can work part-time and receive long-term disability benefits from an insurance company. I'm going to tackle this question right now, and hopefully by the end of this, you'll have a better sense of how this would apply to you. The answer is complicated because it's going to be dictated by your specific insurance policy. All insurance policies are different. Even from the same company, they will issue policies that have slightly different wording depending on what the person who buys the policy selects. So keep in mind that there's two types of insurance policies. There's the policies that your employer buys called group insurance policies, and then there's policies that individuals can buy called individual disability policies. Now, there's a lot of differences here, but keep in mind that those are the two types of disability policies. So how do these policies deal with people working part-time? Some policies will, right in there, allow people to work part-time. It's contemplated ahead of time, and it's specifically laid out exactly what happens. Other policies will be kind of in a gray area on it, and then some policies will explicitly try to rule out the idea of you working part-time. So the common clauses where you would see people working part-time are usually found in these individual policies. Individual policies often allow something called partial disability or residual disability, and that specifically allows a person to continue to do their employment and work and receive kind of a top-up of disability payments. Now, I won't go into great detail about those, but those are very common, and the most common explicitly allowed that the insurance company is going to agree with situations where you can work part-time and also get long-term disability benefits. Now, things get more complicated with group long-term disability policies, and that's going to be the majority of policies and likely the one that you have if you have it through your workplace group benefits plan. Now, these policies all allow part-time work in very limited situations, that being when you are doing it in the context of a return to work program over a short period of time. All of these policies will allow that type of part-time work and getting disability. But the idea is that it's for a limited period of time while you're doing a transition, and most of these policies will not, the insurance companies will not like the idea of it being a permanent situation where you're back at work, working part-time, and they're paying you a bit of benefits. The first thing to know is that insurance companies do not like that situation. And if you look at it from their point of view, it's hard for them to tell when someone is capable of working part-time but not going to full-time. So it becomes very subjective from their situation, and they'll think, well, you have no incentive to go back to full-time work because we're paying you, they're paying you, and their idea is that people are, lazy or want to do as little as they can. So they will often just take the position that if you're working part-time, you can go back to full-time. You're just not trying to do it, and they don't ever view it as a permanent situation where someone's going to be working part-time and getting paid by them part-time. Some insurance policies, even in the group setting, will be written in a way that makes it easier for a possibility of a situation where you could be working part-time and then paying you. Those are policies where they explicitly mention that there's a gainful income threshold that you may have to meet, and below that, benefits are still payable. That type of situation, if you have that type of policy, it's easier to argue that you can work part-time and have a top-up payment from the insurance. Now, a lot of policies don't mention any type of gainful income threshold. They leave it blank, and so it's open to debate. Insurers in those situations will always fight to say that there's no such thing as you working part-time and getting benefits. And it's gone so far now as that there's actually a trend now of changing, some insurers are changing the wording where they actually have inserted clauses that say they have a list of things of what will cause your disability benefits to end. They list things like death, you're turning age 65, and they've been slipping this new one in there that says you are working in any occupation, okay? So it's kind of a roundabout that they're slipping it into the things that will trigger benefits to stop is the you working in any occupation. That is a controversial clause. I'm not aware that it has been challenged yet in the courts, or the courts have weighed in on it, on how that should be interpreted, because it does create a conflict here from the idea that you have this insurance to protect you if you're unable to work. And if you are able to work a little bit of time, there is an idea and a requirement even that you are supposed to try to mitigate your losses. That means you're supposed to try to work as much as you can. So if you legitimately can only work a little bit and that's all you can do, then the insurance should be there to top you up and to bring your income back up to where it was going to be. So I think this will be something that will be fought out over the years, but for now, just understand that it is a very kind of sketchy situation, and you should expect that if you're in a group policy, that your insurance company is not going to want a situation where you're working part-time and they're paying you part-time, at least not permanently. Now, if you have any questions about this, please reach out to us or leave your comments down below. Like this video, share it, and we'll see you back here next time.